I'm Bruce Pollock. I'm having a show here at Gross McCleaf Gallery. The show is called Nature, and it's paintings of the past 5 years.
Bruce, we met 33 years ago when we both had paintings in the Philadelphia Art Now show, and I loved yours.
That painting, Spellbound, came from a Hitchcock movie. I was going for a heightened sense of drama that you can get from just pure form or abstraction.
Back then, I thought of you as an abstract artist, but in this show, you have a number which are representational.
I don't really make that distinction about I'm an abstract painter, I'm a figurative painter, I'm a whatever. I'm an artist. I can paint whatever I want.
But Bruce told me that regardless of the level of representation in any of his paintings, there is one overriding concern.
The way nature gets objectified and turned into something that is there for our appropriation and use is something that I'm trying to overcome in my work and see the mystery and the spiritual side of nature.
Your paintings make me think of early modernists who often blended both realism and abstraction and did have a spiritual sensibility. Are these artists that you think about or look at?
Oh, absolutely. George O'Keeffe, Charles Birchfield, Joseph Stello actually has a show opening at the Brandywine Museum. Those artists gracefully move between abstraction and representation, and also were interpreters of nature.
Developments in science and mathematics play a role in how Bruce interprets nature.
A lot of these are fractal images, which were distinguished by the mathematician Benoit Mandelbrot, the geometry of nature. That's not something that I find in paintings by early modernists because, of course, fractal geometry didn't come along until the 1960s. So what I was thinking about in these paintings also was updating our perception of nature through fractal geometry.
Do you feel that nature is pre-programmed? The patterns of our lives, are they already set?
No. There's chaos and there's order. They have to coexist. The cipher paintings have to do with hidden patterns that exist in nature.
3 of these are clearly representational, but I wrongly assumed the other 2 are abstractions. Bruce told me that all 5 are images of real things.
This one is the reticulated cellular structure in a leaf of a maple tree. The second one is the cracks in a ceramic glaze. Third one is craters of the moon from a photograph taken by the Surveyor Lunar Orbiter, which was one of the first that went to the moon. So it's an old black and white photograph. Fourth one is raindrops falling in a pond. The last one is an image of soap bubbles. In each case, you can see that there's a geometric progression, like a creation of these polygonal structure that's created in the soap bubbles. The concentric circles that's created in the raindrops. The craters where you have the surface which is pummeled by meteoric fragments, thousands of years of impact. Very tiny craters and very large craters. The crack glaze is just amazing because, like fingerprints, they're all different. Every crack surface has a different pattern in it. But yet there's a code, there's a commonality to the way the crack is structured.
I presume you painted the background first and then painstakingly did the cracks?
No, I drew the cracks and then painted the background.
Is that true?
Yes. Mostly all these paintings I had to be that way progressively, so I painted around the cracks.
Oh my God, you're a madman.
Well, I have a compulsive streak, but I find that to be a very relaxing and contemplative state of mind to be in.
There's a classical order to this group of compositions. They're very symmetrical, and there seems to be a reaching for something.
The plant and planet paintings I did during the pandemic, plants grow up. They grow to the sun. I also have certain spiritual practices, yoga and so on, and so this upward moving energy really appealed to me as a way of being drawn up rather than out.
Do you listen to anything while you paint?
Sometimes I listen to music, and sometimes I just listen to whatever is there. Street noise, quiet. I don't want to be thinking about something else while I'm painting. I just want to be in the nature of the painting, like I'm sitting quietly in the woods somewhere.
I'm not sure how quiet the banks of the Schuylkill River are, but Bruce's plein air renderings of bridges near East Falls are the most realistic paintings I've ever seen from him. And like all his work, you can feel his love for the physicality of the painted surface.
I love painting. I love the meditativeness of painting. I love the repetition. I love the sweeping and the brushing, and it's, to me, very contemplative. And I bring that to whatever I paint.
I'd like to add to that two other characteristics that I always find in Bruce's paintings. There is a rigor, both structural and intellectual, informed by geometry and science. But his art is not mechanically constructed. There is always the human touch evident in his surfaces. You feel Bruce's hand and heart everywhere in his work. Bruce told me that although he works in series, these often overlap.
I was working on the cipher paintings. I was also doing the plein air paintings by the river, so I moved back and forth. One thing sort of eases into another.
To me, Bruce is an astonishing artist. Though his show at Gross McCleaf ends on June 24th, 2023, you can find more of his work from these series as well as others at brucepollock.com.